That's all I could think was, this man is really playing with me. This man is really playing with me.
I'm buzzing, let's drink up. Your death look like big fun. Come on.
Hey loves, it's Jazz. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for clicking on today's video. What's good and what's popping? So today is pretty interesting. Really didn't think this was a story that I wanted to share, but I do know that it is a story that I need to share because some things you really gotta like shine light on. Although it is a messed up situation, you gotta shine light on it by speaking your stories. So that's why I'm here. I'm gonna be talking to you all about what it was like dating a narcissist. And I'm not gonna struggle to get that word out throughout this video because my voice is a little distorted. I've been a little under the weather. You guys know I work in healthcare, so I have to be really careful. But also, this weather, it is supposed to be spring, you guys, and we have still been experiencing winter, okay? In the middle of April. Yeah. So anyway, I'm looking down in my notebook so that I don't forget anything that I need to say. I just want to say that first of all, you are not alone. You are not crazy. It definitely is a narc if you got to second guess your own conscience. And you know, I'm not here to self-diagnose anyone. Any and all information are my own thoughts, my own situation, and I just know when I went to YouTube to find out, you know, what it was like dating a narcissist, and I didn't really see many videos. A lot of videos just gave you advice on how to recognize a narcissist and the different things that they do. It's like a whole dictionary of things that narcs do. From gaslighting to flying monkeys to hoovering to just so many things, you guys. And the channels that I've been watching, I'll have them across the screen here. There are 3 channels that I've been watching. One is a lady, she's a doctor. She talks all about narcs, and she specializes in this personality disorder, NPD. The other 2 guys I watched, one guy is a black guy. He's a self-aware narc. I think his channel is mental illness. And then the other guy is Narc Daily. So the one that is a self-aware narc, he gives advice from a narc's perspective, which I can respect because to be aware of what's going on with you, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength. And this guy has been in therapy for having NPD. And he said without having therapy, he would revert back to his old ways. He's married, he has children, and he's choosing to make better decisions. He's choosing not to be sabotaging, an asshole, and playing with people's minds and emotions. And the last channel that I enjoy watching about narcissist is Narc Daily. He's very informative. He was actually married to a narc woman for like 5 or 6 years. So shout out to those people. I really do enjoy your channel if you happen to click on this video. And if you're new here, hey girl, hey. And if you're a guy, what's good? So yeah, we're going to talk all about narcs today. You know, the self-centered, arrogant asshole, excuse my language. And I'm not in a state of hurt. I'm more so in a state of relief, but more so like just really wanting to be done. You know how you get to a point where you like you don't cry, it don't bother you because you're really done. Like you're done, you know. And I just want to say also that you were victimized by that person, but now it's time to stop victimizing yourself. Anything that they trigger you that they did. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop in today's video. So we're gonna call this guy Fly, and I won't get into too many details as to how Fly and I met, but what I will say is that Fly and I were friends, okay? Yeah, we were friends, so just remember that. So Fly was going through a situation where he needed somewhere to stay. He needed somewhere to live. He was telling me that he was transitioning out of his home, and he would always say things like, I'm just transitioning out my home. And I'm thinking like, okay, maybe he's just moving, he's just wanting to move to another home or another apartment or whatever the case may be. But he wasn't just transitioning out of a home, he's transitioning out of a marriage. So basically Fly is married. I was unaware. So yeah, I was unaware that Fly was married. I was told that he was single, and then as time went on, he started to use the word separated. Single and separated are two different things. Even separating is not single. Even separated is not single. Separated means that you're still legally married, whether you are in the same home or not, whether your mind has left the marriage or not. You are still legally married on paper. You have no business seeking people, dating people, none of that. So, yeah, Fly is a married man, and basically, the way we started dating is he showed his interest in me. It initially started out as friends, me giving him advice based on his situation. Once I knew what was going on, initially I did not know what was going on about him, going through a divorce or anything like that. He kind of shied away from telling me that. I don't think that he wanted anyone to know, which I can imagine it's embarrassing or whatever. But if you're saying that you want to pursue someone, then that's something that somebody should know. You shouldn't drag someone into your pile of mess. And I'm going to just call it as it is. It's a pile of mess to bring someone into a divorce, to bring someone into a broken home. That's not okay. And so I'm really under the impression that, okay, he's going through a divorce. I had no idea that he was like living still in the house with the wife or their son. And that part just gets me choked up every time I think about it, because I'm like, before he could even step foot in this door, that should have never been a thing, simply because he was staying with his wife and their son. And regardless of how much talking he was doing, persuading and being very charming, narcs are very charming and they have a wise vocabulary and a good way with their words, honey. So I was just looking at it like, okay, my friend need help. I wasn't thinking on the thoughts of, okay, when he moved here, he's going to be here for however long and we're going to do this, that, and that. I was not thinking about that. I didn't give him an expiration date on when to leave. I just was trying to be there for a friend. I did not try to come on to him. I respected his union, even though he was telling me he's going through a separation. I was not looking to have sex or be intimate in no kind of way, because I do not sleep with married men. I do not sleep with people who are in a relationship. I respect people and what God has ordained, what God has put together, whether it's standing or not standing. I respect it, because I know when God does send the love of my life, baby, let me tell you now, I'm not cheating on my spouse. I'm not cheating on my boyfriend. I'm going to let y'all have that, okay? So when he moved over here, my daughter, y'all just bear with me. So when he moved over here, he moved again as a friend, okay? Once he got here, that's when everything started to unravel. I was just like, what is going on? It was literally one thing after the next. So the first thing that happened was he was here based on a friend. The next thing I know, he started to tell me that he wanted to pursue me. And I said to Fly like Fly, I don't think that we should like cross the line of dating each other. For one, we've been really good friends and you're going through a separation. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is he going through this separation? Something I wanted to know as well. And I probably still don't truly know. But this is just me putting two and two together from just going through the situation, is that he cheated on his wife and got another woman pregnant. So during the time before he moved in, he told me that he wanted to move and he needed somewhere to go. And he was going to sleep in his car. And I said, friend, you don't have to sleep in your car. I said, Fly, just come over here. He came over here 2 or 3 days. When he came over here, he was telling me how, he should never did the things that he said and did to his wife. She deserved happiness and he deserved happiness. And then he did mention to me that he had another baby on the way. So he has 3 kids. He has a son with his wife. He has a daughter with some other woman before he met his wife. Before he met his wife, he had a daughter. That didn't work out with that lady. So he got married and they have a son. And so he cheated within his marriage and a baby was expected to be on the way. And so, again, I was giving him advice about, how he should handle certain things to the best of my ability. But I really wanted to mind my business with that because I'm not a married woman. I'm not the one to give advice about a divorce. I just did my best to tell him to work it out. I remember always saying that, Fly, you should really work out your marriage. Fly, you all should go to marriage counseling. I would say things like that. So I just want to make that crystal clear. So anyway, he did all the pursuing, And so when he came over here, being the empathy that I am, I tend to let people get ahead of me, and I tend to take care of others more, and I tend to put others way before myself sometimes. And that's the nature of who I am, hence me working in healthcare and hence me being a mom. I just love people, and although I'm an extra introvert, it's the Taurus in me. I'm very content in my own company. I enjoy people. I enjoy vibing, and if we ever hang out, it's a vibe. So yeah, so I just really was doing my best to be there for a friend. He started to do all the pursuing about how beautiful I am, how he would like to kiss my lips, how he would like to stick his penis in me, and I'm just keeping it honest. All these different things, and a lot of these things occurred, and it's not something that I'm proud to speak on. And so within all of that situation, things started to unravel. So the first thing that started to happen was he would always ask me advice, and it would not be advice about his wife. It would be advice about the woman he got pregnant within his marriage. Well, what would you do if someone you're reaching out to doesn't reach back out to you? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if we've crossed the lines of trying to pursue each other, you don't want that marriage, you really are getting a divorce, you're not wanting to be in a relationship with the lady that you apparently got pregnant, why are you asking me these kind of questions? Then he would turn around and ask me questions, and that stuff would trigger the hell out of me. Then he would start to ask me questions about, well, I miss my son. Do you think I should move back home to be with my wife? I'm thinking about asking her if she still wants to be married. What? Like, flat out, right in my face, I must got stupid on my forehead, And like I said, I should have known better before he even walked into my house to even come and try to stay overnight as a friend. But with his car breaking down and the whole sob story, I fell into the web of lies. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't care how bad or how sad someone's story sounds. Don't let nobody move in with you. Nobody. Time went on. And I say time like it was forever. Anyway, 2 to 3 days passed. And not only is he asking me about the woman he got pregnant, he's asking me about the wife. He starts to talk about himself a lot. He's very self-centered. Everything is about him. I could be talking about my career. I could be talking about going back to college. In some kind of way, this conversation would shift back to him. Some kind of way, this conversation would reflect back on him. I remember one day I was listening to music and he was like, oh, it sounds like you having a nice turn up time. You should really turn it off and listen to my music. And then he goes, oh, well, that's if you want to. Like, what? And then if he notices that I'm having a good time, and I just told you guys, I'm very content in my own company. I don't need a whole lot of people to have a good time. Jasmine is content, baby. When he would see that, okay, she's enjoying herself, he would do something to try to get my attention in a negative way. That shit used to bother me so bad. It was gaslighting is what it's called. He would say something really effed up and then turn around and follow it up with something nice. Like he would say things like, well, you really should listen to my music because I'm the best. Or he would say things like, you looking real beautiful today. Who are you trying to impress? Or this one time he said to me, you make me sick to my stomach, literally, in a good way. Who talks to somebody that they're pursuing like that? And that's when I knew, like, okay, the wife must definitely be going through hell. And the woman you got pregnant, I see why she got the hell up out of there. So, again, more time went on, and he started to share his music. Oh, God. I'm trying to tiptoe around who this person is. I probably gave it away, whatever. So Fly started to talk about his music. He drops a video on his YouTube channel of him and a young lady he's, did a song with or whatever. He's singing on it or whatever. She's the model of the video or whatever. And so on Facebook, I happened to go to her page just to check her out and be like, hey, you guys did a great job. And she's on there, turns around, ass cheeks out, and he's like liking all these different pictures of her half naked. And that made me uncomfortable. And I don't think nobody should be on social media liking pics that are inappropriate. I don't give a damn what nobody thinks. That still can be a form of like disrespect or to some cheating, because why? Like why? I didn't look at it like that because I'm like, girl, this man got a whole wife at home. This man cheated on his wife and got a baby on the way. How are you even in this? So when I saw it, I just remember how stupid I felt, how dumb I felt. And so I asked him about it. I was just like, yo, like, that made me a little uncomfortable. So I shoot him a picture and was like, what if I like to do who had his dick print, who had his penis print showing in the front of his sweatpants? And he was like, yo, I'm not gay. Why would you send this to my phone? Again, shifting things back on him to avoid answering the question, to avoid taking accountability for liking this half-naked pic of this woman. So I was like, okay, whatever. I end up apologizing for that. Can you believe it? Apologizing for something that I didn't do nothing wrong. And that's how you know you're dating a narc. When you are apologizing for shit that you didn't do nothing wrong, you're dating a narc, okay? Okay, so he only stayed the night 2 or 3 days, but he was visiting me every other day, okay? He ended up going back home because he missed his son. So a couple of days were going by. He was still coming visit. And I don't know why I was allowing this, y'all. I don't know. Again, maybe it was the single, lonely woman. I don't know. But I was allowing it. So I was no better in this. I was wrong, okay? And I'm just over it. The Holy Spirit has already convicted me. And I wouldn't wish this on nobody. I feel like that was my karma for dealing with someone that I shouldn't have been dealing with, who was legally married, I don't know. But anyway, so after 2 or 3 days, he go home, and all this stuff was going on in my house where he's, reflecting things back on him, being arrogant, saying things to kind of make me feel like I got memory loss, and then me having to apologize for something that he did. He goes back home. He's coming back and forth to visit, and I'm still kind of feeling on edge a little bit. And he goes out one night, stays out all night with the chef. The chef drops him off at my house, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, yo, that cannot be going on. Like, I'm a mom. I'm not going to have my door open and on 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Way too late. And I ended up letting him come in because he cried. He begged. But the way he was looking at me, rude. The way he was looking at me, trying to scare me. The way he was looking at me, like, down on me. The way he was looking at me, very intimidating. And then the way he would walk up on me, it just triggered me. Like, I kept thinking he was going to put his hands on me. And I felt like he really wanted to, but he knew he couldn't because I was allowing him to come here. Because you couldn't go home to where wifey is, So, anyway, he comes here, and things occurred that night that shouldn't have between us, along the lines of grown-up stuff. And you would think to yourself, how, why? But he did. Forgiven, falling back into the web of lies, thinking that this man is really going to be done with all this stuff around him and just be with me. Dumb. So then I forgave him for that. Apologized for that situation. Once again, still apologizing for stuff that I shouldn't have been apologizing for. You out 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning over a cook's house, coming to my house late at night, and there's a woman dropping you off, giving you money. Okay, whatever. You liking a girl with her assets out? Whatever. So then he goes to another chef house, and he's like, yeah, we're going to do this cooking session. He said, but before I do that cooking session next week, I got a premiere. I'm going to be in a movie. I'm like, oh, great. I would love to come. He's driving my car, y'all, my brand new car. And this is after I cooked for him on this particular day. We done walked downtown together. We done prayed together for being intimate while he's legally, in his situation. And said that was something that we were not going to do. We were trying to get it back on a friendship. At least that's what I thought. So we come home, I cook, he's helping around the house a little bit, and then he drives my car with me in it to his job, take him to work or whatever. And as we're driving there, he's like, well, I got this movie that I'm going to be in, and it'll be cool if you came out, but I did not invite you. And I'm just like, this all I could think was, this man is really playing with me. This man is really playing with me. Like, who continues to say stuff like that? That stuff is very vindictive and hurtful. I'm starring in a movie, but I didn't invite you. Why would I not want to be there? Why would I not want to show up? Why would I not want to support someone that I call myself being with? Whatever. So that happened. Let it roll off my shoulders. Didn't really talk to him about it. I just took the night off. I didn't give a shit. Go to the premiere by yourself. Whatever. The next day, talked to him. I could tell he was kind of in his feelings because he didn't hear from me all night. And so I just didn't say nothing. I just listened to him talk. Ended up apologizing for that situation. Ain't that crazy? I ended up apologizing for that situation. Well, I'm sorry. I should have got myself together and I should have won and blah, blah, blah. A mess, girl. A mess. So moving forward, he goes to this new chef house. I don't know what happened with the last chef. I've noticed that it's a series of him all over the place, always doing something, always doing something. He's not making true friends along the way. And the people that is liking his photos or thinking he's something on social media, it's just an illusion. This person has no car. This person is staying with their wife, talking down on his wife, is belittling his wife, and going out and not just with me, with other women, screwing them and all of that, and dragging innocent people through this hurricane of mess. So he goes to the new chef house. They going live. He's calling me to tell me about it. I forgot what I was doing. I must have been busy. So somebody's talking shit about him, his wife, and all this and that. And he asked me, is it me? Why would I go in your live stream and say something about you when we're dating? There must be some other woman that you're talking about, or whatever the case may be. Got past that. Then the next day, I give it a couple of hours. The very next day, after I told him that was not me, he was in his feelings, really thinking that was me. I was like, look, I don't do shit like that. I'm a grown-ass woman. I have no reason to block anybody. I have no reason to make a fake account about nothing. But this shit has been done to me. People have talked shit. People have lied on me. People have betrayed me. People have made my life a living hell. And I never stood up for myself until today. This man goes the next couple of hours after this situation happened, posts the woman that he got pregnant within his marriage, hashtagging their name together, how he's so proud of her and happy for her. This woman then goes and say, I don't know who this is that stole my maternity pictures, you weird creeping, blah, blah, blah. This is not your baby, etc., etc. Now, this woman, I saw myself drinking while pregnant. This woman has a OnlyFans. So it goes to show the type of women that you like. You got the quiet woman at home because you can manipulate her, probably beat on her, whatever else you want to do. But women like myself, you try to scare, you try to put down, and you try to put your hands on them. And I'm so glad it didn't lead to anything physical because I wasn't going to have it no way. But it's called 911. But it's just a hot mess, So when I saw that, I was like, okay, what you not finna do is have me looking stupid. And I was really done after that. More stuff happened after that. Him calling me, saying all this different stuff, accusing me of this and that. I'm like, dude, I have no reason to call you. You've blocked me from your phone, social media, good. I didn't have to block you. You could pick up your phone and call me anytime. You could block me, unblock me, block me, unblock me. I don't have time for that. And I'm considering changing my number after today, to be honest. So the last thing that really made me be like, okay, you need to be done with this situation is when I started to cash out him money. He needed money. He wanted to drive my car. He needed advice. He needed somewhere to lay his head. He needed his penis wet. All this stuff is me, but you're not giving me anything but a hard time and me sinning before God. And I remember telling you all that the Jezebel spirit followed me for years, and I still feel like it has tried to travel into 2022, and I just want to break that. I don't want no one's husband. I don't want no one's boyfriend, and I know better, and so therefore I'm going to do better is the best way to put it. And so I just want to say that if you have dealt with this type of person who is gaslighting you, who is hoovering you, who is making you feel like you're not important, you're less than, your thoughts don't matter, your wants don't matter, your needs don't matter, they're not helping you financially, emotionally, they're kicking you while you're down, they're complimenting you but then following you up with criticism, I just want to tell you right here, right now, that you are not alone. Get out of that situation. If y'all got kids together, go ahead and try to get something parental in place so that you and the kids are safe, you know. But other than that, that's not something that you want to be in. That is a turmoil of mess. And I'm just so glad that I got out of that situation. I can sit here and say that God is my witness. Thank you. And God is my witness. I just want to move on from this entire situation. If you mean Jasmine, no good. You can stay from around me. I don't care who you are. So like I was saying, if you're in a situation like this, I hope that you can get to a place of peace. And the last thing I want to say is don't worry about the apology. That's something I had to tell myself. Like, you'll never get that apology. And that's okay, because God makes up for that apology. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So that's my experience with dating a narc. I don't wish this on anybody. And if they have family and friends, you're going to need to block them, block their number, block, I don't give a damn if it's the kids page, block everybody. Be done with this person. Be completely done, okay? In the meantime, I love you all. Thank you for watching. I hope that you guys can hear me, although my voice is very raspy. I feel like I had to force a lot of words out, but again, it was just not good. So yeah, I love y'all, and I will see you all in the next video. Blessings to you. Don't forget to start your day with stepping into God's presence. Each and every day step into God's presence and allow his Holy Spirit to work upon your life. I'm doing the same. Hallelujah. All right, bye guys.